Hello, everybody. We have another beginner level video in the trading education series from Bitunix. Today, we're going to do something quite fun, learning how to place our first few trades. Here, we're going to learn how to buy and sell Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies using spot trading and futures trading. First off, if you've already seen the difference between spot and futures, you can choose these right from the dashboard up here. Now, we're first going to start off with spot trading. This is simpler. Here, we're looking at Bitcoin. We have the last traded price, and on the side, we have all our other altcoins and cryptos that we can buy and sell as well. If we scroll down, we're finally going to get to the place where we can actually put in an order to buy or sell. So here, you have your available balance. Right now, I have $100 in USDT. Let's say I want to place a market order for 25% of what I have, that's $25. All I have to do is go ahead and hit that Buy BTC button. That automatically sets the order at the last market price. And now, we've officially bought Bitcoin on spot. If I go over to my spot account and look at the asset overview, I'll see that I now have about $25 worth of Bitcoin, with the rest in USDT. This is exactly what we wanted to happen. From here, I can withdraw my BTC, or I can go back and sell it. For this example, we're also going to show you how to sell any coin you bought. You can do this with Ethereum, Bitcoin, or any of the coins available on Bitunix, and there are many. All you have to do here is choose the slider to how much of your Bitcoin you want to sell. You can sell half of your Bitcoin, or you can go ahead and sell all of the Bitcoin you currently have. You can see the available balance right here, just like you can see the available balance of USDT that you can use to buy Bitcoin or any other asset. So for this example, let's go ahead and sell the BTC that we just bought. So, let's go ahead and sell our BTC. And there we go. You can now see that our balance has been recovered. Now, we still have a little bit of BTC left. That is normal. Sometimes, due to the market price, we cannot sell the full amount, and there will be a little bit left over. This is the most simple type of order that will execute immediately at the current market price. This can be done on any coin, for example, Ethereum and others. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at another example, but this time we're going to go over to Ethereum. Once again, we can place our market by order just to re-show you. Right, we can see here, we can set the exact amount. So, for example, let's say I want to buy $28. Okay, so once again, we can go back and look at our dashboard. Go ahead and refresh, and we will see that we now have acquired that amount in Ethereum. Okay, 0.01 ETH now. Let's go back here and get introduced to another order type, which is limit orders. Very useful, and we can see later in futures that this can actually be cheaper to use and can have some additional benefits. With limit orders, you can set a specific price to buy or sell an asset at a given price other than the current market price. So, for example, here, let's say we want to buy for a price that is below only $2,693. We would then go ahead, put in $2,693 as the order price. And then we would choose the amount of USDT we would want to enter this order with. So, let's go ahead and take about 50% of the USDT we have and set this order here. We're going to see how the order actually got placed immediately because we were actually below that $2,693 price. If we go back to our order history, we can see that we actually got in exactly where we wanted, actually a little bit below. So, this is very beneficial because you saw that when I was setting up the order, the price was actually around $2,698. So, I was able to get a really nice entry here. And once again, for selling my ETH, I can do the exact same thing. So, you see the amount of ETH I have here over 0.02. I would just adjust the slider. For example, if I wanted to sell the whole thing, I can then set a limit order for when I want to sell. So, once again, I have to input the price, and it will sell at or better than whatever limit price you put. That's how limit orders work. So, In the case here that I asked to buy at 2,693, either at 2,693 or better, like we saw, I got an execution a bit better here at 2,692. That will happen as well. So, it's a very good order to learn how to use. Let's go ahead and take all of our current ETH, and we're going to sell at a given price that we want. So let's say we will not be willing to sell for anything less than 270. Let's do 280 right now. Okay, let's see. I want to do it a little bit above the current market price, so let's do 2H683. You can see the current price, and now we can see that if we go to open orders, we can see our current limit order set in the market. This is actually in the order book right now. So whenever ETH comes to the price or better of $2,683, the order will automatically sell. However, since I'm not willing to sell this quantity of ETH at a worse price than this, then it will not sell. So here, we can see the price coming back up, and it should execute any second now. Let's be patient. So this is really good because you would have seen that I would have had to sell much lower at around $2,677 if I just went with a market order. But here, I was able to benefit from that little bounce we got, and I was able to sell at the price that I wanted. So that's a great introduction to market orders, which is the most simple and straightforward immediate type of order to buy and sell quickly. And also, depending on the situation, you can get huge benefits with limit orders now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the same thing, but for futures trading. It's all very similar. We have our market order placed here. We can select the quantity that we want to buy or sell, and we have our cost here that shows us how much we're going to enter, along with the available balance up here. Now, keep in mind there are a few things that are specific to futures trading. For one, you can set the leverage. If we go ahead and increase this to 20x, we can see that this will actually enter us at a higher amount of leverage. But we'll have a separate video discussing the more complicated aspects of futures trading, like more advanced order types such as trigger or trailing stop, and how to use leverage properly and safely. But in this video, we're still going to go ahead and show you a couple of important things to know in futures trading for simple buying and selling. So, like I said, you can place your market order just like we talked about with spot trading. You can place your limit order same exact thing to enter and exit positions. We can also do some extra things that are pretty cool here. For example, if we already have a position open, like with Solana here, you can see that I am short on Solana. What I can do is create a market order, and I can choose reduce only. This will make sure that I will only be decreasing my position size and not increasing. That's an additional safety feature. The same can be done with the limit order. We also have the opportunity to set take profit and stop loss when we're purchasing, or in reverse if we're shorting. This can allow us extra advantages before we enter our trade, just in case of market volatility. You'll also notice here in futures trading, with the limit orders, that we have a section called effective time. Here, we're going to have different types of order types. Now, these are the same limit orders, like we talked about in spot. Very simple. You set the price you choose, and then it will execute when it gets there. But for futures trading, since it's sometimes more volatile and more geared towards short-term trading, we have this additional option for the effective time. So, GTC means good till cancelled. That means, like the example I did with Ethereum, it will not close the order until it actually hits the price that you chose, or it will just keep on pending, and it'll be in the order book. You can also choose fill or kill. This is going to be great if you want to basically do a very quick entry or exit, just like a market order but at a specific price, as soon as you put your order. If it doesn't fill immediately, it will cancel the order and it will close it. We have IOC, and then we have Only Maker. Only Maker is really good because it will allow us to benefit from the lower trading fees, which you can always refer back to by checking the fee schedule at the bottom of any fees page over here. So, if I go ahead and click, You will see now what I'm talking about. That if we choose maker-only orders, we're going to be paying 0.02% instead of 0.06%. That is a great way to get a nice little discount on your orders. But keep in mind, only maker means that it will put it in the order book, and it will have to be hit by the current traded price to be executed, so it will not fill immediately, and someone actually has to buy that order from you, so it can take a bit longer, and it may not be best when times are volatile. The last thing we're going to cover in today's video is going to be when you're in the futures trading. You can close the trade instantly by hitting this button right here. You can also close all your current open trades, if I have more than one, by hitting close all up here. With that being said, that's it for our basic introduction to buying and selling orders and market and limit order types. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we're going to move on with the trading journey of Bitunix.